They're the same picture.
After an agonizing 10 days with no internet watching everyone have fun with the new season, thank you OpenRange, I finally got to get my hands on Fortnite Chapter 6 Season 4. Shockin' awesome. And yeah, it's pretty much just Helldivers. When the theme of this season was leaked, I was absolutely geeked. I mean, dude, a bug invasion for the final season of this chapter's map? Just thinking of the possibilities for creepy map changes and events, especially after we saw that big squid emerge at the end of Super But Not Duper. Oh, the possibilities. What we got? Yes, my favorite biome, blue. Okay, so the new area this season wasn't quite what I had in mind. Let's run through the new POIs here. OXR HQ is an orange military base on a mountain. Swarmy Stash is an orange military base not on a mountain. Ranger's Ruin is an orange military base with a lot of bugs. Okay, so there's a lot of orange military bases on this map, but seriously, I do have some interesting things to say. Swarmy Stash genuinely just kinda sucks. Ranger's Ruin is visually pretty similar to Swarmy Stash, but in reality it's actually a much stronger location. It's in a better spot on the map, taking up the spots Crime City once sat in, and has the Siphon and Carapace medallion to boot. And we all love Siphon, right? I died here because it wouldn't let me build, and so I hate it forever.
Why can't I build? Why can't I build? Why can't I build? Why can't I build? Fuck! What just happened, man? What the fuck is wrong with this game?
OXR HQ is a strong contender for the best new spot this season. This military base is situated in a strong spot for mid-map rotations, with access to POIs all around and the train tunnel below. The Hive is the heart of high bug activity. This place is the definitive spot to experience the bug invasion in all of its glory, including music so damn loud I can't hear anything, please just turn it down a bit! And Demon's Debris is Demon's Domain if they forgot to actually make the POI. Yeah, Demon's Domain was an absolute power POI in Season 3, but with its destruction in the live event, Demon's Debris is really just a bundle of rubble with some bugs to fight. You can get the double jump spring leg medallion here, don't get me wrong, I'm always happy about a double jump item. However, it's also very far out of the way compared to the other medallion POIs. These POIs are fine, I didn't hate dropping any of them. OXR HQ is easily the best drop spot because of the sheer amount of consumerism you can engage in here. You can buy damn near half the entire loot pool here. Overall, a little underwhelming, I was hoping for a bit more chaos, but these spots do sell the idea that we're losing to the bugs. Ah yes, the bugs. This is a bug invasion after all, so there are a billion little critters to fend off here. There's not much variety in enemy types with only 2 main varieties of bugs, but they do have sick designs, and overall I found this to be a pretty fun part of the season. Whipping out a minigun and spraying down hordes of bugs is objectively awesome. Oh, I get it now, shockin' awesome. Then again, those damn bugs destroyed pumped power, so fuck 'em, I say. Most of the bugs are scary and hostile, but the roly-poly is an exception. No one talks about these little guys, but I want to appreciate them because they're adorable and genuinely creative too. You can bounce across the map at Mach speed with your little buddy. They're a more balanced form of environmental rotation. They've even got their own little names and they'll curl up and hide if they're under attack. It's just so cute. I want to keep mine forever. Let me take him back to the lobby with me, please. And of course, there's the queens. Just like the bugs, teaming up against the queen is a pretty fun time, but it's just not as challenging or engaging as I would have liked. I just would have liked a little more here. Thankfully, there is a genuine benefit to beating bugs. The hero ranking system was one of the best things Chapter 6 Season 3 introduced, and this season just makes it even better with these Rift Pods. Dropping down with good loot drops after each rank up. Racing to hit rank S+ to get a shot at the overclocked pulse rifle was a really fun challenge. Speaking of loot, the launch lineup of weapons is really solid this season. The sweeper shotgun is an instant favorite for me. I love how this thing plays and the wider spread genuinely feels really great. This is instantly an S tier shotgun for me. Unfortunately, this poor thing is absolutely sweeped by the Wrecker revolver. Is this a revolver? Is this a shotgun? Is this a sniper? Who fucking knows? It's all 3 at once. Combine that with no swap delay to other items and the Wrecker revolver certainly wrecked many games this season. This thing absolutely dominated close to mid-range encounters all season long. Apparently this thing could also double pump with itself during the first days of the season. I entirely missed this because of, open reach, but it looks like it made the Wrecker revolver even more insane than it already was at the very start. The OXR rifle is better than 6. This thing is like the heavy AK, but somehow feels even better, even more precise. I love it, and I'm honestly so sad that it is so completely tied to the season theme, because we're never gonna see this rifle again. It's never coming back, dude. The OXR rifle is paired up with the Hammer Assault Rifle, finally making its return to Battle Royale after 3 years, and oh, how I have missed my baby. This pairing is genuinely one of the most fun assault combos in years. The Stinger SMG is also here. The Lead Spitter 3000 is a really fun minigun. I actually really vibe with the Helldivers style moving crosshair. I just don't think the actual damage output on this thing was high enough to really make it all that worth using in combat, but it's a really, really good pressure power. The Swarm Strike rocket launcher is genuinely diabolical, but also kind of incredible in its own beautiful, diabolical way. The Bug Blaster is pretty dang fun too. I didn't use this all too much, and I'm not really sure why, because I always found it pretty reliable when I did. We've also got the return of the Shockwave launcher. This is something I'm split on. On one hand, people shockwaving away from every fight is incredibly annoying. Chapter 6 has provided players with endless ways to run away, and this is just another one. On the other hand, shockwaving onto people and attacking them like a maniac is incredibly fun, so the shock launcher gets a pass. Later in the season, we got the Hammerhead's Chopper, which is basically just the old chopper, but you can stand on top of it now, so that's pretty cool. And the Precision Airstrike. This is kind of a hype moments and aura item because it's actually not often that you're going to hit someone with it, thanks again to that abundance of ways that you can quickly run away, but when you do, damn it feels good. Look at that, that is beautiful. Destruction. Makes one feel patriotic. I also discovered that the roly-poly can go on top of the chopper too. That's even more awesome. The Lead Spitter found a great use against these things too. This thing absolutely shreds through a chopper. And in true Chapter 6 fashion, there are a bunch of new exotics locked behind these new bunkers, which are available at A rank. When they actually spawned. When you're not getting the damn Slapberry Fizz for the 500th time in a row, there's actually some really cool picks like the Double and Trouble, a double pumping duo of shotguns that can both 200 pump. Yeah, get these in my hands, and with the Shockwave launcher, I'm a menace to the lobby. All of this adds up to make this an ADHD crackfest of a season, but it's generally a good kind of chaotic. I enjoyed this loot pool. Then it all got vaulted. Yeah, so just 12 days into the season, Epic dropped a very sudden update that completely vaulted the medallions and the shockwave launchers, completely changing the landscape of the season. There's no longer a gameplay motivator for going through the effort of fighting off multiple waves of bugs and then the big queen, because the reward was the medallion. Sure, you can get a mythic weapon, but like, a mythic sweeper shotgun still pales in comparison to the Double Trouble or even a blue Wrecker revolver. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm very much in support of removing medallions from Battle Royale. I think that they just serve to make the best players even more powerful and force half the lobby to drop the same 3 POIs all season. But this should have been saved for the start of Chapter 7, or at the very least just announced in advance. It just feels weird to introduce some of the most fun movement-based medallions ever and then delete them a couple of weeks later. We've had medallions every season for the past 2 chapters. What suddenly changed here? Then, another 12 days later, Epic randomly vaulted more of the season. The super fun OXR base defense minigames are gone, as is the Hammer Assault Rifle. However, another hammer took its place in the Shockwave Hammer for, some reason. The Shockwave launcher may have been a bit much, but the hammer really isn't that much better. It's just really loud. In fact, honestly, I'd say people are kind of more annoying with this thing. Another week later, we got a truly deranged update that brought the Hollow Twister and MK7 assault rifles into the game alongside the Frenzy Auto Shotgun. Epic put out a Twitter article that claims that these were brought in due to people asking for more red dots and stronger shotguns, and Epic, who the fuck were you listening to? This was one of the best loot pools in years until this update. No red dot rifles was genuinely such a breath of fresh air, and then they added the most busted one of all? I'm sorry, I don't like the MK7 assault rifle. It's ridiculously overpowered, and I just don't think it feels very good to use either. Don't even get me started on the Frenzy Auto Shotgun. The Twin Fire may have been abysmal dog shit, but that is not an excuse to bring back this monstrosity. We don't need stronger shotguns, we just need less Wrecker revolvers. Or, sorry, revolvers. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm happy for the communication, but why does it have to come at the expense of this? This is just such a weird spot for the season, because at this point we're not even a month in, and the gameplay has completely shifted from what it once was, from a pretty uniform militaristic bug-stomping adventure to kind of that, but with more insane shit thrown in for giggles. However, the Weekend of Champions thankfully brought an insanely fun unvault in the form of the Boom Bow. This thing hasn't been in Battle Royale since 2019 and is absolutely beautiful. Completely unnerved, so hitting 100 dinks on unsuspecting opponents is just as glorious as ever. The grapple glove made for genuinely fun movement, I'm always happy to see this thing in the game, and the pump shotgun is here. The pump shotgun was obscenely rare this weekend. I only saw it once after about 3 hours straight of playing, but it was there. Sadly, these did just last the weekend, but damn was it fun while it lasted. And then they vaulted the rest of the season. At the start of October, 37.40 brought the K-pop Demon Hunters takeover, and you know what? This is a super awesome collab. K-pop Demon Hunters is such a fun movie with an even greater soundtrack, and the Huntrix characters were translated perfectly into Fortnite with some really great items to boot. Rumi's sword is somehow not an overpowered melee, and we get some great semi-unvaults thanks to the teleporter mask and golden shield bubble. Plus Ramyon. Who doesn't love Ramyon? The issue is that this update completely removed the bugs. Yup, the entire purpose of the season, the whole enemy we're fighting, is just gone with absolutely no fanfare or even acknowledgement. Half the map was updated too. Bug Swatter Beach, Harmony Hills, Ranger's Rest, they're all neat drop spots, but it's almost like the bugs were never here. This feels like the map changes that should go for the next season, but no. It's 2/3 into the bug invasion season and there's just no bugs invading anymore.
Yo guys, it's me, Charlie. Hey, did that guy just turn into sand?
Yeah, what was that?
At least we got a mini pumped power. Oh, and Utopia City came back. Did you know it left? Yeah, it became Dystopia City for a while, which was actually pretty cool. But then it just kinda got reverted, so lol. Yeah, fuck it, why not?
Fortnitemares is...
Fortnitemares 2025 was pretty fun this year. There's a lot of really spooky content and I had a good time whenever I played. But admittedly, this is where I really fell off the season. I think the most fun I had during Fortnitemares was rage baiting people by getting a lead spitter and playing the game like wrecked, never left. However, there is one thing that kinda came out of nowhere this season that I absolutely fell in love with, and that's Delulu.
That's fucking legendary, dude.
A proximity chat battle royale mode is such a simple idea that I'm genuinely kinda shocked it took this long. I was in the USA for Meta Connect when this dropped, so I did unfortunately miss the content creator early access, but that looked hella fun. So when I finally got to jump into public matches a couple of weekends later, I was pretty immediately hooked. When you're not being called racist and homophobic slurs, you can meet some really awesome people on this mode, and I did. On the very first night that I played, I spent about 4 hours straight doing this stupid Jonkler bit, where I was just running around as the Joker and beatboxing, and I genuinely made a couple of new friends through it. People loved it. This mode is like a ray of sunshine that showed me that, yeah, the community can seem bad, and yes, there are a lot of obnoxious edgelords, but there are also so many kind, funny, awesome people that I would never have met if not for Delulu. So, thank you Delulu. Thank you Jonkle Nation. I love you, my Jonklerites. Chapter 6, Season 4, Shock and Awesome is just such a weird season. It really is a season of many stories, constantly reinventing itself, vaulting itself halfway through, and ending as something so far removed from what it was when it started that I'm honestly wondering why they didn't just make it an entirely separate season. This season is truly the identity crisis season of Fortnite. It seems like every other day there'd be some loot pool change, and with damn near no communication, it really feels like Epic are just throwing things at the wall and seeing what sticks. There's no issue with experimenting throughout your season and playing around with a little bit more content, a little bit of unpredictability, but at times this just felt like too much. It felt unfocused. We got so far away from the original plot that we just lost it. I just don't get it. I thought the season was a really fun breath of bug air when it first dropped. It brought some really fun mechanics, I enjoyed the bug fighting, and it also improved the general looting and gameplay flow of the map by taking out Loot Island, removing the storm forecast towers, and bringing back capture points and hotspots. But after that, it morphed into something completely different, multiple times. Oh shoot, morphing, right. Yeah, the Power Rangers were here. There was the pistol I never used, and the giant mech suit I also never used. So, I don't really have any insight there, sorry. It looked kinda cool from the trailer, but I just don't care about Power Rangers. Sue me. I suppose the real saving grace of this season was that, well, it may have been 3 seasons in one, but I had a fun time playing in all 3 of those seasons. This is perhaps one of the most inconsistent seasons of all time. However, weirdly, the gameplay quality stayed pretty enjoyable for me, thanks mostly to that core set of weapons that never really changed. Shock and Awesome gets a solid Bug Blaster out of 10 from me. Oh, and I guess there was Daft Punk too. This was pretty cool. Not sure why they needed a giant obsidian pillar on the map for the entire season for it, but you do you, Daft Punk. You know what? I could honestly have sex with a super shotgun too.